Good morning. Well, as usual, not as, well, sort of. I don't know. I don't know if I should be making this video or not, but you know how it is. Sometimes you just feel like talking, and frankly, YouTube land seems to be a good place, to chat with people you never see in real life. Yeah, but anyways, I'm sure all of you have reoccurring themes or struggles in your life, correct? And my struggle is that I want, what it looks like to be a mother to look different than how I'm perceiving that I'm doing the job. I feel really, it's hard to even put this into words. It's like I feel completely frustrated because I just feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like that as my children get older, that they should be able to take on more responsibilities on their own, and it should lighten the load a little bit for me. And when your children are not becoming more independent with age, me as a parent, it's up to me to make sure that, what needs to be done is done, and, the reminders, and if the reminders don't work, then literally watching to make sure whatever it is needs to be done. And as far as studies, as far as their school homework, getting up in the morning, getting themselves ready for school. I mean, I think it's great. I have no problem getting up and making them breakfast. I'd like them to be able to, which I do give them the luxury of having their mom wake them up every morning. I don't think they see it as a luxury because it's always a struggle. But anyways, as far as getting them up, I'd like them to just get up, when I wake them up, and get themselves ready. In other words, have their stuff together, and come down and have breakfast and go to school, normal stuff like that. When I was younger, my mother didn't even get up and make me breakfast. Okay, period. In high school, if I missed the bus, I walked. It didn't matter that it was 5 miles from the house, okay? Granted, a couple times I snagged a ride from the neighbor lady, but, I was a little embarrassed to do that, I think, the second or third time. And when I was really young, probably in the, 5th and 6th grade, 7th, I mean, 5th and 6th, I was getting myself up for school, making my instant oatmeal, and going to school. My mom was already at work. By 7th grade, I was getting myself up, feeding myself, getting my stuff round up, and catching 2 buses to go to school. By 8th grade, my mom was no longer working. We moved out to the suburbs. But it was still the same thing, do my own thing. And if I didn't do my homework, well, then my homework didn't get done. I mean, I don't think I had a whole ton of structure growing up. And I think in a way I don't probably have a whole lot of, I know I didn't have a whole lot of structure for my first 2. And I'm trying to give structure to my second 2. And then I get, it's hard for me because I get so immersed in things that are also a part of me, which are my studies. And when I get immersed in that, I lose track of time. Okay? And that's where I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin. And that the only way that I can be the kind of mother that I want to be is if I don't go to school and I don't work outside the home, because I've actually worked outside the home and gone to school while pregnant. I mean, I've done some really, really, unbelievable stuff. I mean, where I've really burned it at both burned the candle at both sides, and that did not work for me, okay? But I'm almost feeling as though I have to give up a part of me in order to be a good mother, to be able to have, where I'm not losing track of time because I'm so into something that I'm so incredibly passionate about. And then some would say, well, why aren't you incredibly passionate about your children? Well, I am. And the thing is that I have other sides of me that, I don't know. And then I think, you know, at times I get really, I feel like I'm resentful of my husband because, well, throughout our whole marriage, I've been the one that has had the responsibility of the kids. Even when he was home every day, he was off to work before I was getting off to work. And it was my responsibility to get the kids off to school and handle the kids and all their stuff with school and everything. He's never had to deal with this kind of stress, which is why his health is so good. And now he's gone all week. And all he has to do is come home on the weekend for a day or two, and then he gets to leave again. And he has his peace and quiet and serenity. And I was thinking today, I want to be the one that goes away for a week and comes back, you know, on the weekend, because then I wouldn't feel so resentful half the time of my job. And I feel ashamed to say that, you know, that I feel resentful and burdened as a mother. I mean, I feel very ashamed of that. Yeah, I do. And then, because I remember when I was working, like after my third child was born, and I really, 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 really cherished the time I had with my children. And I just did. So I really enjoyed being home when I was home. And now I've been home since 2004, and I feel like I'm going batshit crazy. But yet on the other hand, I don't know that I want to go back to a job where I don't have any flexibility and I cannot be there for my kids when they need to go to doctors. I mean, in other words, I have to explain all this to my boss and it becomes a problem, and then I got that added stress that there is no flexibility when it comes to the family that I have now. Okay? I mean, I would like to work from home, but then on the other hand, I want to get away from home. You know, I mean, I understand that I need to get out. I know this. I know I need to get out. But on the other hand, I just don't want to be put back into a situation where I am working outside of the home and I'm having to choose between my family and my job. Kind of like school right now, which is driving me batshit crazy because I'm trying to adapt to a 5-week schedule for subjects that are very in-depth, and there's tons of reading, tons and tons of research. You know, they may be accelerated courses, but you cover the same amount of material. So no wonder I'm immersed in my studies. But you know what? I love my studies. The only reason my studies are a problem for me is because I'm having to try to figure out how to not get lost in my studies and losing track of time because I'm having so much fun and I'm in my element, and then to come out of that. And I know that I do feel, sometimes I feel like, okay, I give the attention. I know I give the attention. But I feel like somehow it's not enough. And I just have no idea at this point. I don't know. Don't I sound like a completely confused mess? I think I'll need to rewatch this. I don't even know how long I'll keep this video up. It's quite embarrassing to be so vulnerable on the internet, isn't it? And then we think to ourselves, oh, I've had a moment. I don't know that I want to keep that up. So who knows? Yeah. Sometimes I don't think it's so much how others judge me. I think I judge myself quite harshly. And I feel like it's a catch-22. I really do. On one hand, society tells you to chill out, but on the other hand, society sends you another message that says, you gotta do it all. You know? It's double speak. Yeah. Well, with that, I'll end this video.